Welcome to Healing Grooves, conversations on music, mind, and healing. I'm Rayshawn, and I'm here with my twin sister, Raymonde, and together we are board members of Sapphire, Rays of Sunshine. This space was created for people who love music, but also need healing, encouragement, and hope. Here, we explore how music touches the brain, lifts the spirit, and connects us to ourselves and to one another. This is our very first episode, our pilot, and we're so glad you're here with us as we begin this groovy journey. So let's dig in. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. Again, my name is Rayshawn Vance, and I'm the founder of Sapphire Rays of Sunshine. I am an educator, elementary school educator, for about 20 years, turned HR representative, now work in talent acquisition. But the love of music has always been a part of me. Do I play? No. Do I sing? You better not ask me. But I love music. It's in my spirit. I have plenty of relatives that play music and have performed, and in some ways have made it a professional part of their lives. So I wanted to start this healing journey for people in a fun way that speaks to what we all understand. Some form of music. It's universal. It's a universal language. So Sapphire Rays of Sunshine is born. And then we have my sister, who's also a board member.
Hello, my name is Raymonde Vance. I am a board member, a proud board member of Sapphire Rays of Sunshine. And a little information about myself. I have been an active employee of the nonprofit sector for 30 plus years, and it has been a wonderful journey. I have learned so much about community and people and process, and the growth I've seen within myself doing this type of work has been very rewarding in and of itself. Our board members consist of Mrs. Kim Harper, a mother and an educator, and also,
yes, Reverend Dr. Valerie Riley, who is, of course, a minister, but she is also an astute expert in the area of trauma, informed counseling, clinical counseling as well. So with the mixture of experiences that we have, as well as our personal lives, my sister and I are both caregivers. I do have two wonderful sons, actually three if you add in plus, because those who are parents out there, you understand, once we have children, their children become our children too. So it's all a village raising children. And now that they're all adults, we are able to do more to help with the community. So we're here to come together to help foster this resilience and joy, and to bring emotional balance through the power of music and emotional wellness.
yes, I like to say combined, amongst the four of us, we have approximately 60 years of experience through life and through our employee experiences. So we just wanted to share what we have experienced and what we have learned on our life journey, and hopefully you all will find it a useful tool in your everyday life as well.
Exactly, and that'll be engaging, and you have fun along this journey with us. So we'll just kind of kick in now with a few questions that we have, and these questions will help reveal more about who we are and what we plan to offer you, the audience of CAN TV.
Yes. Well, let's start at the heart. Who are we? What the heart of the organization, the core values that the organization has, and its purpose.
Okay, so Sapphire Rays of Sunshine started in 2018, but just being fully transparent, as a nonprofit, as a small nonprofit, it is difficult sometimes to really get things off the ground. And the mindset that I had for this when I founded it was a little different. It was really focused more on children and jazz education and entrepreneurship. But with COVID and over time, circumstances, life, as they say, life be life, and as things happen, I started noticing that the adults in the room, in our space, really needed something else to focus on.
Right.
As an educator and seeing our children and seeing our coworkers stressed after COVID, stressed, and then hearing about a relative and friends, some of whom unfortunately decided to that life was no longer valuable for them. I said something is different, something needs to change. And so with that, God just gave me the vision to say, let's focus on the adults, because if the adults are not feeling
Grounded and
whole and
rooted.
grounded and rooted, then it's going to be hard for them to be able to pour lavishly and positively onto the lives of those that they are raising, the children that they're raising or they're surrounded by. So and music being a universal language is a great way,
Right.
a non-clinical way for us to be able to provide some resources to others.
Yes, an alternative avenue for emotional and psychological healing.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how it all got started. And then I think about how during stressful times, grief, just physically not feeling well, and even days when I'm feeling really pumped, how music can really take me to the next level, bring that higher vibration. You know, some people will talk about low vibrations and high vibrations, and I'm one of them to talk about it. So that being said, it helps to elevate the vibrations. Just the other day as I was driving to work, I'm very fortunate to work in an environment that is non-toxic, and I really enjoy going to work. So I'm already happy when I'm driving to my job, but I listen to some music that inspires me. And as you had mentioned, Raymonde, about sometimes it just depends on the mood you're in.
Right. What
So
moves you,
we love jazz and R&B, and that's our main focus. But to develop this concept, you have to kind of get linear and
As the teacher in you.
and strategic with what you're doing. Otherwise, if you're too broad, then you'll be all over the place. But that does not negate the fact that there are so many genres of music that speak to me, to speak to the board members, that go beyond jazz and R&B. But this particular day, I was driving and I said, now what am I going to put on my playlist? What am I going to listen to? Sometimes it's gospel, sometimes it's jazz. Today, that particular day, I was listening to a mixture of music, and then Blues Away came on from the Jacksons, and old school, because we are Generation X.
Yeah.
So you understand, right? The Blues Away came on, and I just can't take my blues away. Hey, hey, hey. And and I'm ready to step while I'm dancing, dance stepping while I'm driving. And by the time I got to work, I am even more prepared to provide the service to the internal and external audiences that I am gifted to and blessed to be able to encounter each day. So this is kind of what we are trying to resonate with Sapphire Rays of Sunshine. We are by no means a clinical, technical aspect of music therapy. We are more like music soul therapy. We speak to your soul. I always say, we're not the SOS in your life, but we breathe the SROS to you, the Sapphire Rays of Sunshine. And help in a way that it helps you to be able to carry through your day. If something that we say or do, if an activity that we offer help someone's day improve, help someone not to, as someone would tell me, jump off a bridge, then it really helps us to feel fulfilled. This is not just a physical journey, it's a spiritual journey. To be able to be a part of communities near and far. Yes.
Yes, yes, wonderful. Well, let's break down Sapphire Race. Let's kind of get into the weeds, as they say, just to give people a contextual view of the what the symbolisms of the organization
Yes.
and kind of really get into it so they will have
The nitty gritty.
the nitty gritty so they can make a connection
Well,
to it.
for those of you that may understand, sometimes it's just amazing how God works. So in 2018, when it was starting, I actually had the concept I wanted to open a jazz cafe. Right. And I had the name that I had in mind and so forth. But I also wanted a social enterprise. I wanted this jazz cafe to also have an arm, kind of like McDonald's and the Ronald McDonald House. So how you work in tandem with each other to be a blessing to the community. So with that being stated, I was really fortunate to befriend a beautiful woman who now has gone on to be with the Lord. And her name is Dr. Sylvia Monaghan. And she, as a profession, helped people start nonprofits. So I was sitting down, just shooting the breeze with her and talking about my ideas. And she said, you keep talking about these different things. When are you going to do it? And I said, I'm working on it. I said, well, I also want to do this nonprofit. She said, okay, let's get started because this is what I do. I didn't know that at the time. I knew she was an accountant, and I knew that I knew her through church interaction, but I didn't know this part about her. So when she said that, long story short, inside of 5 minutes comes Sapphire Rays of Sunshine, the name. And so Sapphire being strong, blue, resilience, wisdom, and so forth, the sapphire stone itself. But in addition to that, Raymonde and I, who are twins, our birthday is in September. And lo and behold, Sapphire is the birthstone for that month. So that, and then Rayshawn, Raymonde, and then we try to bring rays of sunshine. And sunshine is light, it's bright, it's uplifting. So therefore, we have this concept of Sapphire Rays of Sunshine through music and networking with mental health professionals and bringing emotional stability to individuals. And that's how this concept was born. We also know that a lot of times this is taboo to talk about, still even to this day, even though we see more and more evidence of different mediums saying, get some counseling if you need it. It's okay. Even more people are talking about to their family and friends, hey, I've been in counseling for a number of years. I've done counseling. It's been wonderful. But it's still taboo to a lot of individuals to talk about their issues. And so we wanted to put this in a platform that was casual, relaxed, engaging, and informative. And also through the mediums of having workshops and sometimes stepper sets and jazz jams and so forth, that people can come together in an informal way and then say, hey, say we had a workshop, but we had vendors there. And some of those vendors were clinicians and individuals who were experts in that field. Yes, we will be able to
be on site.
And no one would be any wiser that you're getting this information for yourself or for your best friend. Maybe you're getting it for your job. No one knows. It's none of their business. But the resource is there. So that's how this came about.
And that's why they say music heals the soul.
Yes. That's right. So, speaking of that, that segues into the next question. So, Raymonde.
Yes.
When people hear music and healing, they often think of just one genre. So, let's talk about our personal music tastes. Okay. What songs or artists moves your spirits?
I like to listen to Christian, gospel. I listen to all genres. I even listen to indie artists. As most human beings, we're in tune to the beat.
Yes.
But I try to get down to the actual lyrics of a particular song, and that's where the healing is as well. Listening to someone telling a story, because a song is someone telling a story. I've been through this, and this is how I came out of it, and you can too. So it is a form of encouragement
and therapy,
And so, I like CeCe Winans, I like Alan Jackson, I like Mickey Guyton. There's a plethora plethora of artists that I really tune into. It actually depends on how I'm feeling. You know, if I'm down, I want something that's upbeat and happy, and I might throw on some calypso.
Yes.
You know, just and it's it gets the endorphins going, and so you try it. It heals the spirit, and whatever your spirit moves you to whatever direction of that particular genre, that's open the window. You know, that we have so much the world has to offer us, and we just have to be amenable to it and be receptive to it as well.
That's
Yes,
excellent. That's
yes,
an excellent point.
yes.
And speaking about that, since jazz and R&B is our main focus, some may say, well, why not country? Why not?
Right.
Well, we're using the medium, we're using the genres that we listen to most, okay? So R&B, for one thing, that's one of the reasons, but also R&B delves over into various music genres. It has been influential for so many different artists in various lights. And then jazz, well, jazz is international, right? People from Australia all the way up to Germany will listen to some form of jazz music. So that allows us to expand our audience participation and the understanding of how music is applied to their lives. Okay, so let's go ahead to our next question. Raymonde, you want to take that one?
We talk a lot about music lifting the spirit, but there's also some science behind it. Why do you think it's important for SROS to blend heart and research?
Well, you know, Raymonde, I have we know the typical ways, like the endorphins, the serotonin, and all of that. But there are so many other things, the vibe and vibration that goes into play with it, right? They talk about the megahertz, the 532 or 500, I think it's 28 and so forth. So we're going to have individuals on that will speak to this scientifically. But also you had some other insights about the science behind it.
Right. It's a stress reducer.
Yes.
It lowers your heart rate, lowers your blood pressure. It restores calm.
Yes.
And it also
helps with the memory.
Yeah, improves your focus. Focus, you know, they encourage students or anyone who is learning a new task. Listen to some music while you're learning it. It will increase your brain's ability to absorb what you're trying to learn at that time. It also lowers your cortisol levels.
Yes. And we can all use that at times, right?
Yes.
Sometimes when we're watching the news or just in our personal life, right? Because things can change in your life all of a sudden. And so we don't want to speak doom and gloom. That's the only way that you can really enjoy music is to bring you out of the doldrums. Oh, absolutely not.
They use it in labor and delivery.
Yes.
To calm the mom, and it also it supports sleep.
Yes.
That's why we have sound machines on out in the for people to purchase so that they can calm down from their day. And you know, it's a mood booster. You know, you hear a good beat, you like Rayshawn said, she was dancing on her way to work.
Yes. You know? And I used to get up in the middle of the night. I mean, you know, again, I said that we are Gen X. So in the 80s, in our teenage years, fall asleep to music. BMX, WBMX, you know who I'm talking about out there. WGCI, all of these radios, that B96. And in the middle of the night, it would be nice, calming music. But then in the morning, they start picking up the beat. And sometimes I find myself waking up and I'm dancing to my house music and all of that. And then I get right back in bed because it might only be 5 o'clock.
And that's why they use music for exercise. You know, just think when you're in an exercise class, when they start off, they might start off mid-tempo, then they pick up the tempo to get your cardio, your heart rate up. And when it's time to lower it, the tempo of the music. So there is some scientific behind it.
And you had mentioned before, we had talked in the past before on our way here, Raymonde was talking about how when we hum, the vibrations, you find yourself humming your favorite song, or maybe not any song, you making it up, you know, scatting along or something. But you know who else can hum? Animals. Well, some animals, think about the cat family. They purr. Right? So calming.
Right.
So there's so much that more that we're going to talk about in the next 11 episodes that we have. We're planning to bring some wonderful individuals your way. Music brought me together with my fiance because he's a DJ, right? So music has always been a part of who I am in some form or another. So let's keep it moving though. Raymonde, let's talk vision. What is the Sapphire Rays of Sunshine Music Collective?
Yes.
What is that about? And why did we feel called to create it? What do you think?
Well, the music collective can be a group of talented individuals who come together. They're not formally part of a band. Some people call them an ensemble. But there are like-minded individuals who love music and want to come together in a particular event or a space and just share their talent. So we as part of our ministry within the organization, we thought, well, why can't we use this as a means of communicating with those that are maybe hurt? And it's not just for anybody that's hurting. If somebody just wants to keep their spirits lifted or share their happiness. So the collective will consist of various musicians. We might even have Congo.
Yeah. So we're going to have, one of the main aspects of our organization that makes us different, two main things. One is that we're not the typical music therapy. When you think about music therapy, you often think about the physical aspect when individuals have brain trauma injuries or traumatic brain injuries, or TBI is the official terminology, or individuals that may have autism or some other physical aspect, and dementia,
or
how it helps that. But we are speaking again about the music soul therapy, how it helps your emotional wellness, and we're doing it in non-clinical ways. But we provide resources for individuals so that they can get those technical and more clinical aspects to service to them and their family members. But we also, the other aspect that makes us different is the fact that we have this music collective. We're building it. Do we have it yet? Not yet. But it's going to be called the Sapphire Rays of Sunshine Music Collective. And we plan to be a traveling band, if you will, of musicians. And so we will have maybe two saxophone players, two drummers, like Raymonde said, maybe two Congo players.
Violinists.
Various that can perform R&B and jazz music. Two vocalists. We want the vocalists on board as well. So if you are interested, and or you a band director, band leader, and you want to volunteer your time for right now, eventually we'll offer a stipend, but right now we're looking for people to help us get started so that where will we go? We're going to go all over Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana, dip over into Wisconsin, and maybe even a little bit of Michigan. But we want to be able to partner with like-minded organizations that focus on mental health and wellness, music collaboration, so that we can raise money for not only their organization but ours, while also spreading the love of music and the joy of togetherness and resiliency and hope. Yeah. So that is kind of what this collective will involve. So thank you very much for spending time with us today. We're going to move more into it as the episodes come along. And thank you for joining us at Healing Grooves. At Sapphire Rays of Sunshine,
we believe music has the power to meet us exactly where we are, whether we're healing, growing, or simply breathing through the moment. If today's conversation resonated with you, we invite you to stay connected and continue the journey. May the rhythms that move you also restore you. This is Sapphire Rays of Sunshine, offering healing and harmony in every note. We'll see you next time
on Healing Grooves.